I crawled out from under my tree, brushed off the pine needles, and straightened my hat. Then I walked right up behind the cocky bastards. "Howdy, boys." Jed spun around. Larry's head bobbed over his shoulder, his mouth hanging wide open. He blinked twice, his eyeballs bulging like a bullfrog in a murky swamp. He wasn't sure if I was real or an apparition. He still had the shotgun slung over his shoulder. I kept my weapon holstered. Provoking an armed idiot wasn't a good idea. I was glad it was Larry who had the firearm, though. He wasn't a killer. He'd hesitate. Besides, his aim sucked. Jed, the smarter of the two, screwed up his face, trying to figure out how I'd gotten all the way out here in the middle of the woods. He spit a glob of black goo out the side of his crusty lip. "Who the hell are you?" "Special Agent McVie. You're under arrest."
"Really?"
He smirked and glanced at his cousin.
"And who's gonna arrest me?"
Cousin Larry's eyes darted back and forth, eyeing every tree another agent might be lurking behind.
Yeah, who?"
he muttered.
"Wait, I know you,"
Jed said as he took a step closer to me. "Good. Keep coming closer."
"You that new duck cop. Peepa, ain't it?"
"Special Agent McVie. Now step back. Turn around, put your hands up, and lace your fingers behind your neck."
"Peepa, huh?"
said Larry.
"Like that Princess of England? Dude, she's hot."
"Shut up, Larry." Jed took another step toward me. "That's it. Keep coming."
"Now, what you doing way out here, all by yourself?"
His eyes traveled down to my waist and back up, settling on my chest.
"Ain't it kind of dangerous? A sweet young thing, all alone in the woods?"
He took another step closer, just beyond my arm's length. He wore steel-toed boots. That was to his advantage. And he stood a foot taller and had at least 100 pounds on me, too. But his car hat coat would restrict his movements. I looked up at him. "I can take care of myself. Now turn around." He grinned.
"You hear that, Larry?"
He turned his head to spit. At least he was that polite. Larry scratched his neck.
"Jed, I think we ought to just go." "Well, Larry, that's the thing. We can't just go. She's seen us."
I nodded. "It's true, Larry. I did." Honey Bear moaned and tried to get up, licking her lips like an old drunk. "Hold on, Honey Bear, just a bit longer." I turned my gaze back to Jed. "You see, Larry," I said, my eyes locked with Jed's, "that beautiful bear is going to stay right here where she belongs, in the wild. And you and your cousin are the ones headed for a cage."
"Shit," Jed said. "Ain't you a feisty little thing?"
His tone changed.
"Larry, go get the dart gun. We gonna have us some fun."
"Larry, don't you move a muscle," I said, my eyes still on Jed. I could handle these two, but if they got a dart in me... Jed howled with laughter.
"Woohoo, this is gonna be fun,"
he shouted. Then he made a mistake. He took one step closer and grabbed me by the shoulder. I planted my foot, flung my arm up over his, and dropped. His elbow made a crack as it broke. "That's for Honey Bear, you son of a bitch." I butted him in the back of his knee and took him down. He landed on his belly, bellowing like a pig in heat. I rammed my boot into the small of his back, grabbed his broken arm at the wrist, twisted it to meet his other wrist, and slapped a twist tie around both.
"Holy mother," said Larry.
He tossed his shotgun to the ground and took off running. I kept my boot rammed in Jed's back while I unclipped my radio from my belt. "Suspect is on foot, heading north-northwest from my location."